Like Mrinal said, it's very easy for us to talk about sustainability, about local economy, about supporting the farmers over a very casual conversation.
Right.
But when it comes to putting your money where your mouth is,
Right.
it's not that easy.
Hello and welcome to episode 21 of the Exponential Show. Today we have Mrinal and Manisha, co-founders of HappyLyfe. Thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting us.
The pleasure is all mine. So let's get straight to it. The first question that we ask all our guests is, what's your origin story? So what got you into the crazy world of entrepreneurship, and what were the events, milestones, motivations that led to the founding of HappyLyfe?
Do you want to go?
Yeah, sure, I can start. For us, sustainable living has been part of our lives for quite a few years now, and the only reason we started looking into it was because of our dogs. And that is one of the funny stories. One of our first dog, Yuki, he was a very sickly puppy, came from a very bad breeding situation, and he used to get these fits.
Fits.
Yeah. And for that I started looking into products. And of course it started with organic food. But soon we realized that dogs, lick off the floor. So what about the cleaning products that we're using on the floor? What about the things that we're using to wash his bedding? And then we spiraled into it. It was a deep, deep hole that we went on going. And while we were doing that, we learned a lot of things. We learned a lot of, we got to know a lot of people with whom we were sourcing our products. And one day he came up with the idea during COVID.
So most importantly, while Manisha talking about this incident, during COVID we all had time. So I was just scrolling through the number of vendors that we need to reach out to have our ends meet. And when I say ends meet, means all monthly requirements, not limited to food, like surface cleaners, shampoos, pretty much utensils cleaners, all those kind of things. And I realized there are about 37, 38 vendors that we need to reach out to on a monthly basis. And that's when I realized it's quite a discouraging process to really follow more conscious living, mindful living, whatever you call it. However much we love to talk about living sustainability over a glass of wine, etc., but when it comes to following that, it's not so easy to find right products. Market forces doesn't work in your favor to make things accessible very easily. Things are not easily available. The products sold in the name of being organic are usually not organic.
The greenwashing is rampant.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all of this combined, then I realized that what if we create a platform which actually can connect the vendor and the customers, and that can help customer to make more informed decisions, to know about their products, etc. And also these vendors who otherwise would not be able to sell it in those supermarkets,
Right.
Because there are volume commitments, there are logisticals commitments. And these farmers and producers are the small and medium scale ones who really can't usually adhere to these things.
Right.
So yeah, that's how the idea came in, and we started working on it during COVID. That's the genesis of the idea.
Nice. So it's interesting to know, and a lot of startups with a cause I see usually start with personal experiences. So it's good to know there was something similar in your case as well with your dog, where you had to sort of cater to his needs at the time that snowballed into what it is today. So thanks for sharing that story. Now, you mentioned customers and you mentioned suppliers, so let's just tackle them one at a time.
Yes.
In terms of customers, what have you observed, especially since COVID, in terms of conscientious buying trends? And do you see that there's more of an awareness and more of a willingness to spend on more sustainable purchases? And what else can you tell us about your tribe, if I may call it that?
With customers, it's it's a tricky subject. Like Mrinal said, it's very easy for us to talk about sustainability, about local economy, about supporting the farmers over a very casual conversation.
Right.
But when it comes to putting your money where your mouth is,
Right.
it's not that easy.
I
So
can imagine.
what we have been seeing is that education is a lot more important before consumption comes in. Okay? So we have been trying to not just provide the products, but we have also been trying to provide the knowledge behind the products. We have been trying to bring the story of why it is important to go that route,
Right.
and that has shown a bit of traction for us. It has been useful in terms of business, but it has been more useful in terms of, to a certain extent, establishing HappyLyfe as a trustworthy platform.
Right.
But apart from that, I mean, we have been getting more and more customers. I just wish that people understood that if you don't spend money on clean products, on local, on local economy, on something that is slightly pricier but good for your health and good for environment,
Right.
if you don't spend money over there, you will be spending that money regardless, but on doctors.
Fair. That's a fair assessment. In terms of just educating your audiences, like you mentioned, and when I was going through your website, there were three themes that jumped out at me. One, you mentioned already, some products and services that are good for the environment, products and services that are good for you, and in a lot of cases, the products and services that are good for the supplier themselves. So fair sourcing and things like that. So these are the three themes that jumped out at me. Out of these three, which ones do you find resonating the most with your target? So which ones do people care about the most?
You want to talk about all the 6 sensitivities that
So-
we have?
Okay, so just to give you a little background,
Please.
anyone who is a producer or farmer can sell their products on HappyLyfe as long as they qualify 2 criteria. The one has to be locally sourced and produced. And second is they must qualify one of the 6 sensitivities, is what we call them. Any one of them. Organic is one, with of course sufficient proof and certificates, etc. So we have organic, we have fair trade, cruelty free, free range, artisanal, and recycled.
Okay.
So if you want to sell your product, you need to prove that why it is artisanal, why it is free range is usually supported by lab test reports. Same is for cruelty free, supported by lab test reports. But also at the same time, organic is the easiest one.
I see.
But when you come to a fair trade, there is no specific certification of fair trade.
I see.
So what we do is we take into account the alternatives of, for example, if it's a social enterprise or it's a B Corp certification, which is a global certification. So these kind of things, with an approach of more inclusiveness rather than exclusiveness. So we try and find a way that how can we have more like-minded people to come
Right.
as a customer or as a vendor. Now, as a customer and as a vendor, there are different things which resonate. So, as a customer, we then extended it to give them dietary preferences as well.
I see.
We see a lot of people are now struggling with dietary restrictions, lactose intolerance, gluten intolerance, sugar-free products, vegan, ketos, all these. So we try to accommodate it as well. But from vendor point of view, the easiest and the one that resonates the most for them to provide is organic products or artisanal products, traditional way being manufactured, etc. So
Handmade ones.
Handmade ones and all these
Yeah.
things.
From customer's perspective, I think it's vegan.
I
Because
see.
Vegan is also
veganism,
one.
yeah, veganism for customer, because the people who are vegan is what we have found. Our vegan customers are very clear about what exactly do they want in their products.
I see.
So veganism is a huge driver for us, and that's why one of the reasons when we launched our app, is we decided to have a version of the app that is 100% vegan.
Oh wow, interesting.
So
Okay.
so people who want that, they will not even see non-vegan products.
Okay,
And that does not only limit to the food products, but also for the skincare products are all cruelty-free products.
I see.
So the whole app literally 100% becomes vegan-free as a customer.
So from the customer's perspective, I think veganism is what resonates the most.
Interesting. Yeah, so makes sense. And I imagine that requires the least learning curve for the customer.
Yeah.
Interesting to know. Now, you mentioned inclusivity when you're selecting people to join you as suppliers, as vendors. But at the same time, as a marketplace, your reputation resides in the products that you are selling. So how do you create a balance between being inclusive, making sure that you give opportunities to people who would otherwise not have a platform to reach as many people, but at the same time controlling the quality and controlling the reliability of the products that are being sold online? So
quality and reliability is something I think Manisha has touched upon. The whole platform, if you go through in detail, build on two primary I would say criteria, correct, fundamental, trust and transparency.
okay.
So you can look at every product, and every product will come with a relevant certification which is available for you to see, not only for us to choose, but as a customer, because you have a right to know that if this product is called cruelty free or vegan or organic white is called, health benefits, calorie counts, so all this relevant information are all there for all the customers, and we make sure that that is provided to each customer in a very transparent way.
For vendors, the way we are seeing inclusivity is that if the vendor is doing something good, but it's not, that the product is not quite there, which matches our standards or our expectations, we are helping to get them there.
That's nice.
We are helping. We are helping them network with other vendors who have already reached that place.
I see.
So for us, as I said, inclusivity for us is not just saying, well, no, you don't pass our standards. Yes, your product is very good. Why don't we do X and Y extra to make it good enough for our website?
Interesting. Yeah, that's I think a healthy way to approach it, because you're enabling a lot of people who would otherwise not have a platform like this. So it's good to know that.
A very good example of that is organic certification, although very easy, is very costly.
I see.
Right?
Okay. I did not know that.
Yes. Small farmers, to get organic certification for them, for small farms, for example, some of our vendors are single fruit farmers, like fig farmers or avocado farmers. And just for that small amount, it's very difficult for them to get the money to get the certification. But that's not the only way to prove you're organic. There are small community-based models like Sampran model, which is free. But you will have to get together as an enterprise along with other farmers to come to an agreement that you will have checks and balances between all of them.
I see.
So if there are a group of farmers in that same area, they can do checks and balances on each other and follow that model.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that there's systems in place for them to take a step up from where they are. Now, switching gears to the app that you mentioned, right? So you mentioned one very cool feature that I did not notice earlier, which was the vegan filter. Filter is just a separate
So when you download an app, it asks you some basic information, and during that process, if you choose vegan as your preference,
I see.
The app will ask you, do you want your app to be vegan? And then it becomes vegan, which you can change it. So there's a preference changes that you can do later on, but that's how we do it.
Fantastic. Yeah. So without trying to sound like a Shark Tank investor, could you maybe tell me about a bit more about your channels? So website versus app, and within app, do you see any difference between iOS users versus Android users? So just how your online user base has been so far, and what prompted the decision, and I hope I'm not jumping the gun by teasing it here, but what prompted the decision to start a brick and mortar store outside of your online presence?
You want me to?
Yeah, I think the tech part you can take.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the app is very new. Actually, the website that you see is very, very new.
I see.
We used to have an older version which was built on other ready-made platforms, but this one that you see now is a completely custom build from scratch.
I see.
Full stack development, the website as well as the mobile app that you see.
Nice.
It's all built by us. And the mobile app was launched around October last year.
I
So
see.
it's not long. And since then, yes, we see a lot of people are moving towards app, but we are still not there, to be honest. I think I would say around 60-65% are iOS users,
I see.
both through app or through mobile version of the website, whatever you call it, and the rest is Android.
I see.
For some reason, the traction on Android customer base or frequent use of app is more than iOS right now, but it's a very short amount of data
I see.
that we have. We still have to do a lot of stuff, but that's how it looks like. Mostly, I think so basically we cater to all over Thailand. But yes, Greater Bangkok area is around 65%, and the rest is rest of the world, rest of Thailand, including special zones, which is all those islands, etc. So we cater to all
Right.
those places.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's,
As much as 35% is outside Bangkok.
Correct. So,
Interesting.
which is pretty good also compared to other
Right.
similar kind of platforms available or options available.
Interesting.
As we say, we always have an inclusive approach, so we
Right.
find a way to do things rather than exclude
Makes
them.
sense.
Coming to brick and mortar store, yeah, that's a very, very big step for us.
I could imagine.
And while doing so, we have been up and running for almost 3 years now, since we registered the company. And however much that you would say that you are an online marketplace, same like other marketplaces that exist, but in customers' perceptions, they would still perceive it more like a one-stop place to receive and order the products. And online marketplace, that means if you order 10 products, usually they come separately because
From
it doesn't
different
come
vendors, yeah.
unless you have your own warehouse.
I see.
Okay, so that's one constant feedback that we have been receiving from the customers, that they need to go multiple times, and also depends on the product. If you order a shirt, might take 7 to 10 days versus an egg that would come next day. So also number of days, all of that stuff. So in order to address that part, which was one of the main reasons that we thought either we can have the warehouse,
Right.
which involves a lot of cost, warehousing, or we can have a store which can work as a warehouse for us.
Right.
And that serves a purpose. And the purpose that we want to be served is how do we create experience. So if we, that's how we want to create an experiential concept store, what do you call it. So which means that people would, any walk-in customer who would come, apart from buying the product, they will also have an access to all the information available. So there's a QR code attached. You scan the QR code, it takes them to the product page where they can see the certificate, usage related information, health benefits, restrictions, all that stuff. Information will be there. And also for dietary restrictions, we have a different color coding of all the edible products. So it's easy for people to identify which is vegan, which is keto, lactose free, gluten free, sugar free, etc. So, and yeah, that's why we think brick and mortar store would do it the best, what we wanted things to be, rather than having a separate warehouse.
Makes sense. And you mentioned at the beginning of the conversation that there's a learning curve involved for
Correct.
customers. So
Yes.
I imagine just people walking in, experiencing those products firsthand, touching them, feeling them, maybe even having conversations with you guys.
Precisely.
I think that would.
That is the idea. Conversations, building community, I feel that for us, it's very important. Of course, we are a business, so selling products, making sales is paramount.
Right.
But right next to it is helping our vendors. Helping our vendors become a part of this ecosystem,
Right.
in a way that people recognize them. People say, okay, fine, I love sourdough bread.
Right.
Can I get it from XYZ baker? Right? Because people now are looking for those products.
Right.
We just want the vendors to also be the highlight. And one of the ways we can do it is having those conversations.
Makes sense.
When vendors are all over the place. And it all comes back to the main idea. When Mrinal was talking about during COVID, we were talking to 36, 37 vendors. We made that effort. Not everyone makes that effort. And that is a discouraging thing to do. Okay, why would you want to do that? So going to all these small shops, and some of them don't even have shops, versus coming to one single place, having all the products over there, feeling good about your shopping because you're doing something good for yourself while also
Right.
doing something good for the local economy.
Right.
All of that is behind the brick and mortar store.
Interesting. And okay, we'll get to that the teasing part in towards the end of our conversation. So it's good to know so many details and approaches that you have applied to the business, but maybe talking about the personal side of all of this, because we have one thing in common is working with our spouse and starting our business with our spouse. So what made you?
That's the trickiest part, I know.
What made you jump into that pool?
The main reason was we didn't have anyone else.
Yes, when you started, like, you don't really get help. There are financial restrictions, commitment-related
Right.
expectations is always there. So just Manisha do have some other commitments.
I see.
Yeah.
So she's not full-time, I'm a full-time.
Uh-huh.
So I left everything, and she is therefore supporting me, whatever, however much possible,
Right.
stretching her schedules, etc. But yeah, I think you should take it as lead.
This is well, the first was need. It was mainly need, but we
Right.
also have been married for 20 years. We have known each other for 23, 24 years now. And there is, we do understand where the limitations are.
Right.
Before this conversation, Vidushi and I were talking, we were all talking about how the professional conversations leak into the personal life, which happens, and it happens more so because you're passionate about what you're doing.
Right.
For us, this is a passion project converted into a business.
Nice.
It is something that we feel very deeply about, not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us.
Right.
It's something that we talk to everyone about. So, having each other as a support system in the business was easy.
Good to know.
That said, it's not always easy to work
Absolutely.
because we have very different working styles.
Right.
We have very different management styles. We have very different deadline setting, expectations, priorities.
I can almost hear Vidushi laughing behind the camera.
But what we do is we try to. There are times when we don't agree with each other, which is, of course, that happens in personal and professional life. It's how you manage it. But for business, what we try to do is we try to take advantage of the differences.
Right.
There are certain things that I am better at and I can contribute to in a much better way, while other things. So, for example, I am very good at making our team feel good about being part of this thing, right? So bringing the motivation up is something that I can do very easily.
Right.
While he is excellent at that commandeering presence, at making sure that deadlines are met, making sure that we are there is a vision that we are all moving towards, and making the team see the vision. So I think both of this is complementary.
Makes
right?
sense.
So that's how we work together. I mean, I don't want to get into the nitty-gritties of our fights, but
No, that will be. I don't think we can summarize all of those conversations in one podcast episode. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's very similar to our experience as well, where just the differences complement each other more than opposing each other, which is, I think, the best you could ask for. But yeah, thanks for sharing that perspective as well. Now.
there is one thing though I would
Please.
like to add if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
Both of us are very strong personalities.
Uh-huh.
Both of us don't give up on our vision very easily. So that is in a way good, because then when both of us are trying to argue about, no, this is a better choice versus that is a better choice, we bring our best to try to convince the other person.
Right.
Sometimes, though, someone has to give in.
Right.
And two type A personalities might not be the best idea. But I mean, 20 years together has taught us which battles should we, which are the hills that we want to die on.
That's well put, and it's just figuring out as you go along, right?
Exactly.
So, and obviously the 20 prior years of being together also tells you when to fight for that extra inch and when to step back. So good to know. Now, entrepreneurship, it doesn't come without its share of challenges, right? So
Yes.
if you could maybe reflect upon some of the challenges you've faced in your journey so far and any key learnings you've derived from those, because a lot of our audience are either early stage entrepreneurs themselves or people planning to start their own business soon, so they would benefit from any words of sagely advice.
I think the first and foremost is anybody who starts a business, they need to look for at least 2 to 3 years. So they need to be sure that, okay, the business needs to be survived for 2 to 3 years by yourself without anyone else's help.
Right.
Because when you have too aggressive targets, because any business, and I'm specifically talking about the business which requires additional funds and money, that does not come so easily in the initial stage. And people would like to see multiple things, and I've gone through that phase. So make sure that the first couple of years is you have a mindset that it's all going to be you.
Right.
Okay, and then you build it over a period. Of course, you keep trying in between if things work out, which is good. But if things does not work out, you should be in a position to take it till there. So that's definitely one important thing that I would say. You need to reflect some tangible outcomes for people to see, and that can be in many forms. Traction, monetization, business, revenue, whatever it is, those few which can differentiate you compared to anyone else in the market. So that gives confidence among the people who are interested in potentially can be investing in your company. So they know that these are the. I think apart from that, people always look into more important the people they invest in. So who are the people behind the business? Always, it's a basic thing.
Right.
So people need to have a confidence in the person and his vision. I would say these are the three primary things. Nowadays people say AI. Nowadays everybody talks about AI, everything. I mean, for me these are the key things. If AI organically fits into this, that's fine.
Fair enough. Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
that's because with AI, I've heard people just use AI for the sake of using AI, which
Yes.
is like using there's an
Precisely.
old saying that if you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Yeah.
So I completely empathize with the fact that you don't necessarily need to force AI into everything and just use it as a natural tool like you
Correct.
have all other tools so
Exactly.
In terms of challenges, there are also one thing that we have learned is you should ask for help.
far. Right.
It might not be very forthcoming all the time, but if you don't ask it, you don't get it.
Sure.
So one of the things that entrepreneurs should really bank on is making I'm not saying that every relationship is transactional. It's not. But every relationship is a relationship for a reason. And if you can ask for help, and however small that help is, if the other person can extend it to you, you're making that relationship deeper. You're also building trust between the two.
Right.
And of course, you're benefiting out of that,
Right.
that help. So as new entrepreneurs, I myself as a new entrepreneur was very, very shy. I was very, very shy in asking for help.
Right.
It didn't come very easily to me. But that's something that I feel I have become better at, and that's something that I would say everyone should start from the very beginning.
Sure. Yeah, that's
Yeah, and if possible, okay, not necessarily with respect to entrepreneurship, but more to do with the startup, tech startups, etc. These kind of businesses. try to have, if possible, 3 or 4 people who share the same vision, because it's almost impossible to do everything by yourself. And sometimes we get carried forward, thinking we do, but we can do all this stuff, but it's not. It's important to have at least 3-4 people who shares the vision and work together.
Yeah, entrepreneurship otherwise becomes a very lonely journey.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
In the beginning, like Mrinal said, I have other commitments too. I have, I work, I have another job. So in the beginning, he was doing a lot of it alone by himself, and I was doing only a few things here and there, which was not good for his mental state.
I can imagine.
And having that sort of help, and that's one of the reasons I became more involved, is because you need to bounce off ideas of each other.
Right.
And having a team or a set of co-founders always helps.
Yeah. Makes sense.
If you are not feeling the best that day, you have someone else to take up that load.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think those are all very valuable pieces of advice, and I'm sure a lot of people listening to this will still make those same mistakes and learn from their experiences, but it's good to at least keep those things in perspective. Now,
One other thing
please.
in terms of challenge, sorry, you
No, go
completely forgot about our customers. One thing that we have learned right from the beginning is, if a customer wants something, try to make it happen for them. And you might not succeed.
Okay.
You might fail at it, but the customer sees the effort. And if your business like ours is, for us it's B2B2C, right? Or if for the website it's B2C directly, right? For us, it's very important to build that trust. It's very important to build, not just build, but also make the customers, make the customers believe that we are trying our best. And a lot of our customers have come back to us even when we could not fulfill their demands, because they saw that we were willing to do it. He has gone out, and personally we have made deliveries, like literal personal deliveries at 9 at night to a hotel, because the customer was flying out the next day.
yeah.
So I feel that making that small extra effort, or maybe a big extra effort, whether you fail or you succeed, making that extra effort to make the customer feel like seen is also a big learning for us. To be honest, it was a big learning for me.
I see.
He always had that mindset. I always thought that, well, we can't do it. We are working with vendors, and if the vendors can't do it, how can we?
Right.
So we should just refuse it. And he said, no, let's make it happen, and let's make it worth their while to have come to us.
Yeah, I think that's a great learning, and it sort of shows the customer that you care, right? That you're willing to go the extra mile, and it's also encouraging to know that even if they don't get what they want, at least they acknowledge the effort that you put in. So I think that is also a very valuable learning, especially in cases like yours, where you get to, in a lot of cases when you go online, you kind of lose touch with your customers, and that goes back to our point about the the brick and mortar store as well. So I think doing those things just puts faces behind the websites and the apps that the customers are facing. So it's fascinating to know. Now we come to our last question for the day, which is what's next. So just allow me to take a step back and congratulate you on how far you've come. So,
Thank you so much. Yes.
But we all know you're just getting started. so what's next? So obviously we've talked about the brick and mortar store, and that's going to be a big project for you guys.
Yes.
But outside of that, or within that, what next are you working on with HappyLyfe?
Well, so the brick and mortar store is actually the next step that we see, because for us it's not done yet. So we are still focusing on that right now. And for everyone, we will be opening on 29th of August.
Oh wow, so it's just around the corner.
Yes. So we literally haven't thought too much beyond that, because we are in the process of that next step, in between the next step right now. But one of the things that I would like to explore is exploring other market opportunities
Right.
outside Thailand. Is something, because some of the markets are far more evolved.
Right.
The customer base is far more evolved, and it makes sense to figure out how can we reach out to them. So that's something I would like to work. But as I said, there's too much happening right now, so we are.
I can imagine.
This is our next step right now.
Within the store, I think, of course, apart from all the different products that we will have, we are starting with a very small portion of a refill station. I'm not sure if you know what a refill station.
I'm aware. So,
Yeah.
refill station for consumables like soaps
Soap,
and stuff.
shampoo,
Yes.
etc.
So we are starting with very small section of floor cleaners.
Interesting.
And detergents.
Yes.
Right?
Soaps.
But we intend to evolve that into a full-fledged section within the store.
Within
Nice.
the section, yes.
So we will, and that's where the education for the vendors also comes in. That if we can,
Nice.
if they can provide us with larger packaging, bulk packaging,
Right.
so that we can offer that, we can pass on those not just savings, because
Yeah,
buying in
of
bulk
course.
is always cheaper, but we can pass on not just the savings, but also lesser packaging is always better for the environment.
True.
But
So
not only that, because the store and our platform is not about selling products and also trust and transparency, but also about giving back. I think we haven't spoken about the giving back, the foundations that we work
yes, so one of the big
So I don't know if you
things
know
in a
about
store.
this.
Sure.
would be
Yeah. Let's just dive deeper into
Yeah.
that as well. So, I understand that this is a business with a cause. So, if you could
Correct.
maybe
the
talk
cause
about-
part of it.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
So when you buy online, I guess all of us are very familiar with the cashback thing, right? So you get you buy 100 baht worth of products and you
Right.
get a baht back, right? What we have is, yes, we have that shopping wallet, that cashback, but we also have a donation wallet, which
Okay.
which I think we have pioneered.
Yes. So what it means that, for example, if you buy 1,000 baht, the money goes into two different wallets.
Okay.
Shopping wallet is, of course, next purchase you can use
Your
that as a point,
cashback goes
cashbacks.
into, not that 1,000 baht. 1,000
Yeah.
baht goes into the product.
Yes, whatever
Yeah.
cashback goes into, and a certain amount goes to donation,
Okay.
which you can only use it for the charities that we are working with. Currently, we are working with 5 foundations, and you can choose and you can donate it to them, and it comes as an order to us, and then the money goes to them.
Right.
Everything is automatic.
And it doesn't come out from our customer's wallet at all. So
Right,
if
so
the
it's
customers
a-
pay 1,000 baht, they get 1,000 baht worth of products.
Right. So
It's our cashback to them.
understood.
So instead of just allowing them to come and buy more, which is, yes, as a business we want that, but also we want to foster that cultural aspect of the merit making,
Right.
right? And merit making is giving.
True.
Right. So we allow because you made that purchase, we are adding this certain amount back to your donation wallet that you
Nice.
can now use as your contribution,
I see.
not ours, not HappyLyfe's.
Right.
And
It's
these
their
are the
contribution.
foundations that we know that who are very
I have volunteered
tirelessly
with them,
and
I
we
have
been
worked with them, he
associated,
has worked
so
with
they
them.
are honest towards the cause.
I see.
The whole effort and the money goes towards the cause rather than wind out somewhere else.
I
So we are, I think I can name them. For everyone to see, we are working with Bangkok Community Help, the Voice Foundation. We are working with Banundrak. We are working with Forget Me Not and Elephant Heaven.
Nice.
These are the 5 that we are working.
And all of these we know the people behind it. We have worked with them for several years now.
Right.
And it's across different, spectrum. So
Right.
Bangkok Community Help is for general help
Right.
for people. Voice Foundation is one of the largest ones for dogs and cats.
I see.
Elephant Haven is for elephants. Forget Me Not is also a rescue center and a sanctuary in Kanchanaburi for dogs and cats.
And Banundrak.
And Banundrak is for orphans and for young children and young teen mothers.
And in terms of understanding the mechanism, so does the person who get the cashback get to decide which of these foundations? Okay, so you
How
kind
much money?
I see. So you kind of give them the ownership of
Yes.
which cause they want to contribute to. That's
It makes everyone feel good.
true. It makes them feel good and it makes them more involved in the cause, right? Because I've heard of a lot of brands that like every X dollar purchase you make, we contribute X cents to this charity, right? But there are two things that you mentioned were different. One is that HappyLyfe is not making the contribution, you are. So that paradigm shift is just a different packaging of it, right? Because ultimately the money is going out from the same pool, but the packaging of it where the customer reads the words that, okay, I am the one making the contribution. And two is that getting the decision-making power to choose which foundation they donate.
Correct.
So
Exactly.
it's very
And
fascinating.
we are constantly adding more and more and more. I mean, we started with a couple of them, now we have 5. And I think the Little Legends will
So
also have
in the store, we will have, for the 3 largest ones, we will also have in the store, we will have donation boxes. And the newest one who is joining us right now would be for, she works with international schools, kids, education, and not just education, it's more creativity.
I see.
But she wants to bring that fun and creativity to Thai schools.
Right.
And especially the public schools where these kind of activities are not funded.
Right.
So we will start a donation box for them too.
That's a great story, right? Because we all get lost into in our daily business of the balance sheets and the P&L statements. It's good that there's more to it than just that.
Right.
So I'm glad that you guys came here to share the story. So I think that's the perfect way to conclude our conversation. Thanks both of you for taking the time. I know it has been a very, very busy few weeks for you, so I appreciate you driving down.
No, thank you so much for inviting me.
And best wishes for your store. For those of us in Bangkok, can you let us know where the store is physically?
Oh yeah, the store is in Sukhumvit 26. It's in the Chapter Market. So further down inside Chapter Market, if you come, you will see this beautifully with hand painted.
We are working
Paintings.
with
We're working
with local artists.
You'll see, you'll see a lot of interesting stuff will come there.
I look forward to visiting the store later this
Please
month.
do.
Please do.
And we will try to time the launch of this episode with the
Awesome.
with the launch of your store.
Oh, perfect.
So once again, thank you very much. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. If you guys enjoyed the episode, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.